the questions that he asked us, because this critique is moving around the country, that this movement is 99% white.
You will not be able to say what.
Exactly. And Dr. West and I we just pushed back on that live on national television. We just pushed back on that live. This is multicultural, this is multiracial, this is multi-ethnic. This protest is a microcosm of this city, and it's a microcosm of this country. Y'all didn't clap loud enough on that.
Make my funk the P-Funk, baby.
All about. And I just came back right quick to say, for those of us who live and work, or who live and are trying to work in this so-called city of the angels, I came back to say that if we are serious about taking our future into our own hands, when persons, I know we're streaming live right now, so I'm talking to folk right now who are not here. Folk who are not here right now, but know that they're catching hell. Know that they can't find a job. Know that they can't afford their student loans. Know that they're living back home with their mom and them. Know that they don't have access to health care, etc., etc., etc. If you have a legitimate grievance, this is where you need to be. This is where you need to be. I said to Keith when Keith asked whether or not there was a problem with the fact that the movement at the moment doesn't have a cohesive or coherent message, that there isn't a laundry list of demands. I said, who said? I like this right here. But who said that there aren't a variety of legitimate grievances here at this protest? About jobs, about getting out of Iraq and Afghanistan, about lack of access to health care, etc., etc. So there are a lot of issues here, a lot of legitimate grievances, and I'm convinced that if we keep making enough noise, somebody's got to start asking questions about what does matter to us. The worst thing you can do to a human being is to make him or her feel invisible, to make them feel disposable, to make them feel like they're a calculation or they are an afterthought. And there's too much of that in this country. The humanity of too many people is being contested every day. What we are fighting against is the contestation of the humanity of too many Americans of all races, colors, creeds, etc. So I came back tonight to talk to CNN and to talk to Keith and of course my own show on PBS and on NPR and PRI, but to try to raise your voice through the voice and the platform that I have about how significant and how necessary this is. So I celebrate your courage, I celebrate your conviction, I celebrate your commitment, I celebrate your character for being out here. And for all those watching on this live stream right now, this is the place you need to be. Our voices have to be heard, our grievances have to be raised. Please welcome America's leading public intellectual, Dr. Cornel West.
Kevin Smiley. Oh, yeah. What a beautiful, beautiful thing it is. And I'm telling you, there's such a sweet spirit here in Los Angeles because you have consecrated this space by bearing witness to justice. That's what you've done. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. We want to be very clear. When we talk about corporate greed, we say that in the name of our love for poor people, our love for working people, our love for all of those who are catching hell. Don't let anybody say this movement is about hating people. We hate injustice and we love people, especially those who are catching hell. And when we talk about corporate greed, we draw the connection between the corporate greed, not just on Wall Street, that has been involved in criminal behavior in the form of market manipulation and insider trading and fraudulent behavior and predatory lending, but also the corporate greed in the prison industrial complex. Oh yeah, we've got a broad vision. We've got brothers right now on strike on lockdown, been on solitary confinement for 20-some years. That takes courage. Why? Because we're concerned about the humanity of each and every person. We don't care what color, what culture, what civilization, what gender, or what sexual orientation, or what religion or non-religion we're heard. Oh, yeah. We're concerned about the corporate greed and the corporate media complex with the weapons of mass distraction to try to cultivate addiction and self-medication and narcissism, so we're not concerned about public interest and common good. So when we talk about corporate greed, we don't have the demands like we got one or two demands with all of the creative voices here. No, we got a cacophony of voices. Oh yeah! We like a Duke Ellington orchestra. Everybody got all the different voices, and Duke is not conducting. He just got one voice among others, but he's on the piano doing his thing. That's democracy in action at the symbolic point. This is democracy in action on the ground. And don't let anybody tell you that somehow we just a shadow of the Tea Party movement. No way! No way! Yes, we're concerned about individual liberty, but we're concerned about social justice. We want democratic accountability of the 1% who own 40% of the wealth and get 25% of the income. The 1% that has got 83% of all the income growth in the last 25 years, and the 10% that got 100% of the income growth, which means what? 40% of our children of all colors living in or near poverty. That is a national disgrace. It's a moral abomination. Our working people and a vicious attack on our trade unions, public unions as well as private, as if they have been the source of the financial catastrophe as opposed to what was going on Wall Street. Let's just tell America the truth. Let's tell America the truth. And the condition of truth is always to allow suffering to speak. Suffering from wherever it comes. We are an inclusive group. The Tea Party brothers and sisters look like the audience for Lawrence Welk in the National Anthem.
Whoa, man.
I ain't got nothing against Lawrence Welk and Bubbles. But we look more like an audience for Lupe Fiasco. Oh, we look more like an audience for Carole King and James Taylor. Yeah, we look more like an audience for Prince. That's the audience we got. Yes, we cut it against the grain, but it's our common humanity. So yes, we are open to prophetic Mormon brothers and sisters if they believe that corporate greed ought to be eliminated. Give the prophetic Mormon brothers and sisters a hand right now if they want to come here and join the movement. We here for the progressive, agnostic, and atheistic brothers and sisters. Come and join the movement. Even for prophetic black Baptists like myself. That's why I'm here too. And I saw a picture of Brother Martin Luther King Jr. Put it back up again. Show Brother Martin. Where's Brother Martin? Somebody put Brother Martin's picture up. That's part of our legacy too. For our prophetic Jewish brothers and sisters, come and fight corporate greed. This is part of the movement. Our Muslim brothers and sisters, come join the movement. Buddhist brothers and sisters, come join the movement. We cut against the grain. So don't let anybody tell you that we just a shadow of a Tea Party movement. No way. And not only that, but we are international because corporate greed cuts across national boundaries. And we know we got to cut radically against the grain. And that's why it's a blessing for me to be here. And I know this the second time, and I don't want anybody to think just because I'm around a whole lot that somehow I have some weight of gravity. I'm just one small voice among all of the voices together, because we in this together, and we're going to fight together, struggle together. Thank you so very much, Brother Mario.
not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by